Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back here with the fourth and final part of, I suppose, my dreams for a Pan-Asian network. It's nearly midnight here. It's according to my laptop time, it's 11:54. Anyway, probably going to be really naughty midnight cup of tea, but I'll try and get through this as quickly as possible. For this one, I thought what I'd do, as I often do, is talk about what I hope I would have achieved in the future. So if I imagine looking back. But please get in the comments, either on Facebook or YouTube, if you'd be so kind, and let me know what are your best and worst things. I should say the best to the last. What are your worst? I'll get that out of the way. What are your worst and best things about Asia? I did put it in the live Q&A. So yeah, what are your worst and best things about Asia? Whether that's food, drink, places to go, or whatever. What are your least favorite places or most favorite places in Asia? Your least and most favorite Asian nations, and that kind of thing. I'd love to read about that, or anything else you want to comment or think, or that you think about Asia or whatever. Hopefully on topic, but as ever, all comments welcome. Anyway, as I say, these are ideas. Well, these are ideas, pointers, thoughts, or plans, or whatever you call them. Number 31 to 40. But as I say, they are about imagining myself in the future, looking back, if you like. And what I hope I will have achieved. I'm not going to put a timeline on it. I hope to achieve these things ASAP. So I hope to put the word out there and people from across Asia to sort of put this together ASAP, preferably. I would do it yesterday, so to speak. So I wanted it done yesterday, so to speak. So ASAP, as I say. But here goes. So number 31, as I say. I hope that I would have set up this, or at least from my ideas, that these up. So someone will see these ideas. Some people will see these ideas even and say, "Oh, that's a good idea, and it could be a good thing for our continent to come together." So hopefully, Asians mainly, or even those who wish to Asia or be part of it, or feel that they could benefit from such and help Asia to benefit. Most importantly, hopefully, will come together, and especially those from across Asia, and in particular Central Asia, I hope will make this network, just like any other organization, just like how the EU, the AU, and others have been founded. Hopefully they can build this platform and promote Pan-Asianism. Number 32, I hope that the things I've talked about in parts 1, 2, and 3 will be put into practice in the best possible ways. I suppose from my ideas, some of them might be naive or not very good, and others might hopefully be good. So I suppose they could take the ones that they could discard the ones they don't like and utilize the ones they do like, or even they could try and experiment and see which ideas work, and they might be surprised about ideas they don't think would work very well, might work very well. And even me or other people might be surprised at which ideas work and which won't, but they could experiment and see which ideas benefit them. After all, I am doing my best to support Asia free of charge, really. So hopefully they'll take those ideas and appreciate them and see which ones work. Again, they might think, I don't think this idea will work, but I'll try it, or even ideas in the plural, and see how it goes. Number 33, again, what I mentioned in parts 1, 2, and 3, things like libertarianism, human rights, animal rights, basically libertarianism, which is minimal government, less rules, less laws, more freedoms, more people being able to do whatever they want pretty much within reason, or at least as much of what they want to do as possible, and not have to do things they don't want to do as much as possible, and that kind of thing. Again, ASAP, I hope this organization will be founded and then work on those sorts of principles like libertarianism, human rights, animal rights, and that kind of thing. Number 34, I hope this organization, association, or whatever you want to call it, will be diplomatic. I hope people will vote on it and what they want to see, but also it will bring together different Asian nations, again, as I mentioned in parts 1, 2, and 3, and I hope to come to in more details over the next 3 months. I hope that they will discuss with Asian nations about what they want to see and how to prevent divisions and conflict, hopefully prevent them from even happening, but at least limit them as much as possible, even if and when they unfortunately do happen, and look instead of what they can do to benefit each other, how they can invest in each other, be proud of each other, proud of each other's accomplishments. Again, as I mentioned in the first three parts before this one, of course. And again, preventing divisions and looking at how they can work together, avoiding wars and things like that, which I think will be very, very, sorry, can't speak properly, will be very beneficial, especially for the poor, because wars are expensive and probably very few people, obviously only war profiteers really, I assume, benefit from such. So that money could be better spent in healthcare, training, medical care, education, and all sorts of great things instead of wars. Number 35, I hope that all possible Asian individuals and nations, again, as I mentioned, parts 1, 2, and 3, will be able to work on their aims and ambitions, goals, and things like that, and dreams. And basically, I hope to promote Asian ambition, both from an individual point of view and a national point of view for people in and across Asia, and possibly even those from the diaspora, but especially and in particular those from Asia itself and across Asia. I hope these ideas will benefit all possible Asians to reach their goals and have the best possible quality of life. Some of that will involve financial support, and some of that will probably be in other areas maybe as well. And number 36, as many Asians as possible, again, especially in Asia itself, but even all around the world, to follow and support Serie A or Italian teams. Basically, I hope as many of them as possible, I'll say, will follow the Serie A league and support it and support Italian teams when they play in Europe and support internationally. Teams like Torino, Fiorentina, Interman, and all the other Italian teams, or at least one or two of them, and invest in as well. So support them as fans and investors. Number 37, similar for Celtic. And a controversial one, I don't know if controversial is the right way of putting it, but I think Asians should follow whichever religion invests in and donates to and just generally supports Asia as the most. So maybe that would encourage, I hope that would encourage Muslim and Christian individuals and organizations, associations, and that sort of thing, like mosques, churches, and maybe even those from other religions as well, and that kind of thing, to invest in and donate to and fundraise for Asia and help their orphanages, schools, businesses, and other such projects. And on that note, I'd say I would love to support Asian orphanages and schools, especially those for people with learning disabilities or neurodiverse conditions, special needs, or whatever you want to call it, like dyslexia, ADHD, and whatnot. Again, to have the best possible quality of life. Number 38, on that note, I'd love to visit as many parts of Asia as possible, especially Malaysia, India, Indonesia, and Singapore, those that I mainly mentioned, but also as many parts of Asia as possible, especially with groups like my fellow Anglo-Indians and other Eurasians, Kristangs, Hapas, Hafus, Indos, not sure if I mentioned that one, but and whatever Eurasian groups generally, and hopefully we can travel together, maybe even getting discounts to travel together, and hopefully those nations in Asia will be appreciative of our custom and the fact that we're giving back to those nations, especially those four that I mentioned, of Malaysia, India, Indonesia, and Singapore, but again, as many parts of Asia as possible. And I hope to visit, again, with my fellow Eurasians, Eurasian organizations and associations and individuals, like so Kristangs, Anglo-Indians, my fellow Anglo-Indians, and others, Indos, of course, and that kind of thing. And also neurodiverse groups going to parts of Asia and talking about what we can contribute to Asian nations. Number 39, also ideas I've overlooked perhaps or haven't thought about, or other people's ideas basically. I hope they will share and people will get involved in the comment section and discuss what are the best ways to benefit Asia. And number 40, on that note, please let me know what you think. And I'm out. Peace and love. I hope you have a good time wherever you are.